Yes, people, welcome back to the channel. So I'm actually gonna be slowing down or quitting TikTok or Instagram to focus solely on YouTube. The reason being is I feel like with short form content, you can't get to see the real me. I feel like on Instagram, on TikTok, I've constantly got to say stupid hooks just so it gets hate. That hate equals views, so on, so on. And I don't want to be that person anymore. I'd rather just focus on quality content, long form content, where you can actually get to see the real me instead of me being an element. Right, so why am I heavily investing in Egypt before it blows up? Now, let me tell you something. 7-ish years ago, I bought a villa in Turkey. And 7-ish years ago, most people went to Spain on holiday. A few people went to Turkey, but I say Spain was a lot busier. And when I bought this villa, everyone was saying, they was going, why would you buy in Turkey when it's right next to Syria? It's a flipping war zone. Da 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 da. If I wouldn't have bought back then, everyone goes to Turkey now, but if I wouldn't have bought back then, my villa right now is worth £400,000. I bought it for £140,000. So that's a massive increase. I've made a lot of money on capital appreciation. Now everyone goes to Turkey on holiday now, don't they? Everyone goes there, gets the teeth done, their hair done, they're done. You know what I'm saying. Now Turkey's getting very expensive now. The property is very expensive. Going out, excursions, everything's getting expensive. It wasn't as cheap as it was a few years back when everyone would go on holiday there for a cheap holiday. Honestly, the amount you spend in Turkey when I was there, for example, the jet skis, I think was £60 for 15 minutes. It's cheaper to go on a jet ski in Dubai. Everyone's always complaining about the prices of food and the excursions. It's not as cheap as it used to be, and everyone's complaining. So my theory is everything works in cycles. Everyone used to go on holiday to Spain and Turkey. At the moment, when I'm talking about Egypt, everyone's going, oh, well, I went on holiday there and it was a shithole, da 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 da. That's because they go into the wrong areas. And that's what people used to say about Turkey. And I think Egypt is going to be the next spot that people are going to start going to when they realise all the good areas that there is in Egypt. Egypt is massive and it has loads of luxury areas. And to my opinion, I think it's really going to grow. I think a lot of people are going to stop going to Turkey and they're going to start going to Egypt. So that's the reason why I'm heavily investing in Egypt at the moment. And put it this way as well. So I just told you my villa in Turkey is worth £400,000 now. Can I see that increasing to £800,000? I don't think there's any way in this world the villa is going to be worth £800,000 now. Whereas in Egypt, I've recently bought a property for £55,000 for a 2-bedroom apartment. I can see that getting to £100,000. So I know I can double my money again in Egypt. I feel like Turkey's at its ceiling right now. I could be wrong, but I have a good track record. I was not one of the first people, but I was quite early to buy in Turkey. And I made a lot of money in Turkey. And now I think Egypt's the next spot. Secondly as well, is a lot of the Arabs from Dubai are now buying in Egypt. So I've bought in another place in Egypt called Makadi Heights. And Ema, the company that built the Burj Khalifa, I've just bought land right next to it. So whether you're American or you're English, you know that if you buy a house on a street and all the other houses get amazing renovations, your property goes up as well. It's going to be the same in Egypt near Makadi Heights. So if Ema start building, I don't know what they're building. I don't know whether they're building something commercial like theme parks or anything. Ema do quite a lot of things. But they could also be doing residential. I don't know. I don't know what they're building. But what I do know is that when they do start building, Makadi Heights is going to go up in value. My property that I bought in Egypt, I bought the first property that's already built, the Imperial. I bought that for £55,000 and it's probably worth about £70,000 including furnishing. Maybe £66,000. 65, call it 65 to 70. Yeah, call it 65 to 70. So it's already gone up in value. Already, that's quite a lot considering I've only had it for like 6 months. So I do think Egypt's going to blow up. I do think people are going to start realising all the luxury areas that are in Egypt, and you're not just limited to one cheap holiday area where, let's be real, it might seem a bit of a shithole in either Sharm or Hurghada near Sheraton Street. People are going to start realising El Guna, the North Coast, Al Alamein. Al Alamein already looks like Dubai. If I took a photo on a jet ski in Al Alamein and said to my Instagram, oh, where do you think I am? Everyone's going to say, oh, you're in Dubai. That's how much it's starting to look like Dubai. Egypt's growing, and I think people sooner or later are going to realise. And I think we're going to see a ×3 or a ×4 in Egypt. I also have a group chat if anyone's looking for properties in Egypt. I already have a group chat on WhatsApp with 2 of the most recommended estate agents. There's a lot of people in there that have already bought. So, you're not going to get scammed. They're legit. They're already vouched for. They're already trusted. As you can speak to other people in the chat as well. And they'll tell you how simple the process is. How make your doubts go away. That's too good to be true. Because no mortgages. It's all on payment plans, meaning you pay monthly. And some of them even no deposits. No credit checks. No loans. No interest. You pay for the property in Egypt and it's yours. But you also do need to be careful in Egypt as well, because you might go, this is why I've done the group chat, so nobody ends up getting themselves scammed or anything like that, and using well-established estate agents. These are a few tips. If you are looking to buy in Egypt and you don't want my help, always make sure you get your green contract and do your research on the developer and the estate agent is the best things I can say without me physically helping you. But if you want help, drop me a message on like TikTok, Instagram. Don't think you can DM on here. I don't think you can send messages on YouTube, but if you can, send me a message on here. But I don't think you can as of yet. YouTube should roll that feature out though. So I think property in Egypt is going to do a ×3 and a ×4. The Arabs are investing heavily in Egypt, as a little recap. And I do think a lot more people are going to start going to Egypt other than Turkey, just because of how expensive Turkey is at the moment. I think that's that next destination that is going to blow up. So thanks for watching. If you find any value from this, I hope you give it a like and a subscribe. And I'm going to try and post every day. I'm going to focus a lot on YouTube and giving more educational content and things that I'm up to, whether that's like the geckos, the frogs, the trading, the crypto, the property, and just showing my opinions really. Might be some talking videos, might be some hands-on videos. So if anyone's interested in the value that I offer, please give me a sub, because I'm going to be a lot more active on it. Cheers.